Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. I'm AJ Grossman, divorce lawyer and certified family mediator with Leapfrog Divorce. And today I wanted to talk with you about delivering less than stellar news. And this could be delivering less than stellar news to a family member, a coworker, an employee, you name it. It runs the gamut. And so the first thing you want to think about is who's your audience? Who are you delivering this less than stellar news to? If it's a family member, then you might take a different approach. If it's an employee, you would probably use a different approach than if you were talking to a family member. For example, if you were talking with a family member, you might feel compelled to reach out and hold their hand or to touch their arm or their shoulder, to give them a hug. Whereas in an employer-employee situation, you're likely not going to want to do that. That could cause some other issues. So think about your audience and who you're delivering this less than stellar news to. The other thing you're going to want to think about is the setting. So if you're an employer and you're talking with an employee and you're meeting with them in your office, if your office has glass walls where people can see into your office, if you've got shades, you might want to draw the shades. If you've got curtains, you might want to draw the curtains. That will help the employee feel less like they're in a fishbowl, less like they're on stage for everybody to see. It will probably reduce the likelihood that they will feel shame while you're talking to them. So provide them with a safe place. That might, if you don't have an office, that might mean going outside, taking a walk around the block while you deliver this less than stellar news. The other thing you can do is minimize distractions to help this person feel that you are giving them 100% of your attention, your full and complete attention. So again, in an employer-employee situation, this would mean turning off your cell phone or silencing it or putting it in a drawer or putting it in your car or putting it somewhere where you're not going to be distracted by your cell phone. What this does is it communicates to the employee that you value them, that they are so important to you that you're willing to give up looking at your email, give up looking at your phone to talk with them. You are giving them your time. And that goes a long way. It probably goes further than you would imagine or you would first think. People want to feel valued. People want to feel acknowledged and they want to feel heard. So, especially when you have to deliver less than stellar information to somebody, you want to make sure that you're not distracted and you're giving them all of your attention. The other thing you want to think about is giving them a voice, giving them an opportunity to be heard. So that means when you've delivered the less than stellar news, you could ask a very simple question like, what are your thoughts on that? Or what are your feelings about that? Or what are your thoughts or feelings? Or do you feel comfortable sharing your thoughts or feelings with me? How do you see it from your perspective? What do you think I might be assuming that's not correct from your perspective? You know, what you're doing is you're inviting them to have a conversation with you. You're inviting them, you're giving them a gift, an opportunity to share their thoughts with you. And that's so important and it's so meaningful for people when you reach out your hand and say, hey, you matter to me. I want to hear what you have to say. So think about that. Also, try and leave humor out of the conversation. Not everybody appreciates all kinds of humor. There are probably some people that appreciate your type of humor and other people who don't. So don't assume that they like your humor and just leave it out. It can cause more problems than it's worth, I would suggest. Also, it's a time to be serious. And being serious doesn't mean that you can't be compassionate and warm, patient, understanding, sincere, honest. All those really positive things. Just because you need to be sincere doesn't mean you can't be those other things. So, it's difficult. It's not easy to deliver less than stellar news, and you don't want to seem cold. You don't want to seem unsympathetic, but you also want to convey the seriousness of this less than stellar news that you're trying to deliver. So I hope that this was helpful. I know that your time is valuable and you don't have to share it with me, and you chose to do so. So thank you. And I would like you to have a wonderful day. I hope you have a wonderful day, and be well.